Hey everyone, Adam Lewis here. I'm in the Duotone Pro Centre here in Tenerife, and I'm going to be talking to you guys today about fin positions. So I've got a Fanatic Grip 75 here, and I'd say actually we've just taken it out of the rack, but the fin setup, let's say for here, looks really good. So as a general rule, the main things you're sort of going to be dealing with are in terms of fin position. If you move the fins forward, you're going to get the board to be slightly looser, but you're going to lose a little bit of planing. And then if you move the fins slightly further back, you're going to get like a lot more control out of the board, and you're going to be able to push maybe a little bit harder. The other thing, obviously, when you start talking about multi-fin boards, is the sort of the cluster, and that is the relationship sort of between the front fins and the back fins. So as a general rule, if you start pulling the fin cluster apart, the turning circle of the board is going to start getting longer. And then as you bring the fin cluster closer together, what you're going to find is your turning circle to get slightly tighter. It's in general kind of finding the balance that also suits how you sail. So don't be afraid to sort of play around with the fins a little bit. And when you are going to sort of change fins, kind of try and keep the movements sort of probably around 5 mil to a centimetre, because that's actually going to make quite a big difference. So like I said, as you bring the fin cluster close together, you're going to get a little bit more a tighter turning circle, and as you pull the fin cluster apart, you're going to get a slightly more drawn out turning circle. If you move the front fins really far forward, what you might find is you're going to lose a little bit of drive, but you're going to get quite a sort of more loose and exciting feel. And then as you bring the fins slightly further back, you're going to get a little bit more drive, but you are going to get the board that it feels a little bit more planted and sat down in the water. My other sort of top tip with fins, and it's something I do on all of my boards personally, is when you do find a good fin setup, go and get a marker pen and just mark on the board literally where you've put your leading edge. And like that, I kind of have like a few different marks on my board, and then I can always, if I haven't sailed for a while or have had to fly and then I've arrived somewhere, I can always just make sure I line the leading edge of the fin up with the mark, and then I always get kind of my sweet spots. With a little black marker pen, just a little line, and you can always get that sweet spot straight away. That's my top tip.